The objective of this experiment is to determine the coefficient of static friction of different surfaces.
Friction is the force that resists the relative motion of the surface in contact with another. There are two types of friction, static and kinetic. So static friction is the friction that acts on an object that is at rest. Kinetic friction is the friction that acts on a moving object. In the experiment, the frictional force between a wooden block and the rubber surface on a horizontal and inclined plane will be measured from the plotted data. The coefficient of static friction will be obtained.
The static friction coefficient of rubber surfaces is larger than that of non-rubber surfaces. The type of surface can be cause of the difference. It is due to the fact that adding rubber to the wooden block makes it harder to pull, demonstrating how rough surfaces raise the coefficient of static frictions.
How can anti-lock brakes stop a car in a shorter distance than a regular brakes? The answer is anti-lock brakes keep the wheels turning, which means there is more friction between the tires and the road. However, since static friction is larger, what anti-lock brakes do is pump the brakes so that the tires do not experience kinetic friction but static, which in turn slow down the car faster and in a shorter distance because there is no sliding happen.
Question 2 from your experiment: which material has the highest coefficient of static friction? Does this agree with your hypothesis? What do you determine is the coefficient of static friction? Rubber materials, because the friction between the rubber and surface is higher.
Once the mass begins to slide, there is more smoothly or there is undergo, stop and go motion. Explain the motion. Yes, it is the at moment is because the external force will apply and will stop the movement of the mass. The gravity force also will be felt of the movement.
Discussion: pull the spring slowly to get the reading of static friction force accurately. The eye level must be perpendicular to the reading of spring scale when recording the data. Some errors was detected, which are random error and systematic error.
Conclusion: at the end of this experiment, using Newton's second law, we found out that the difference between coefficient of static friction occur because of surface roughness, and the coefficient of static friction will be obtained from the plotted data.